Happy Saturday, y'all. 19-year-old Corey Day officially signed with Hendrick Motorsports this past week. Dirt guy, transitioning to asphalt, made select truck starts last year, scored 3 top 20 finishes for McAnally in 4 starts. This season, he'll race a mix of Trans Am, ARCA, truck, and Xfinity. He has a lot of work in front of him. There was this one quote in the press release this past week that jumped out at me. It was from Rick Hendrick. He said, "When Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon say someone is the real deal, it certainly gets your attention." Jeff Gordon famously pushed Rick Hendrick to sign Jimmy Johnson early in his stock car career. At the time, Jimmy Johnson was an off-road racer, also from California. He had only been pavement oval racing for 3 or 4 years, had only one career Xfinity Series win when Hendrick Motorsports decided to put him in the number 48 Cup car full time. That obviously worked out great, tells you Jeff Gordon has a serious eye for talent. I had the opportunity to participate in a short media session with Corey Day a couple days ago, just after the ARCA test at Daytona. I wanted to share a few interesting clips with y'all. I figured that since I wasn't too familiar with Corey Day until now, I'd barely heard him speak before. I figured there are many other fans out there probably in the same boat. I figured we could all get to know Hendrick Motorsports' new 19-year-old development driver a little bit better. Corey explained to reporters Matt Weaver and Dustin Long how he first ended up on Hendrick Motorsports' radar.
I believe September of 2023, Jeff Gordon actually sent my dad a text, was asking about if I'd be interested in driving stock cars. My dad showed me the text and he was like, "Do you think this is real?" So he asked for Jeff to send a picture of him to make sure it was the real Jeff Gordon. Around that time, and then I found myself at the Roval that October. I guess that was my first NASCAR. So end of 2023. Everything after that's almost been a blur because it's all happened so fast, and then it's happened alongside of my big year in sprint car racing I just had. So when we actually had a Zoom call with Jeff Gordon and Jeff Andrews a couple days after he had sent that text, and after that, there's a walking trail in a canal by my house in California, and I had to go take a walk. That was a big deal for me. So everything's happened really, really fast since then. It's pretty cool to say now that my day job is driving race cars.
Imagine being a young California race car driver and Jeff Gordon reaches out to you about potentially working with Hendrick Motorsports. Imagine being a dirt guy and having the endorsement of a Kyle Larson. Bob Pockrist asked Corey if any NASCAR team outside of Hendrick had shown interest in his services.
No, there wasn't. Hendrick got me pretty early. 2 years ago is a long time, and Gold Cup was kind of the biggest thing I'd done, so I really wasn't on the map. To at least the pavement world, as I really hadn't done much besides that. So Hendrick got me really early, and that's thanks to Kyle and Jeff Gordon's dirt background.
I asked Corey if he'd ever considered going NASCAR racing before he got that text from Jeff Gordon, and Corey said,
"I hadn't. Up until, I say this all the time now, but up until 2 years ago, or when that happened, I never thought I'd run a pavement car my entire life. I thought I'd just be a full-time sprint car driver. So it was nothing that I didn't want to do. I'd say it was more of a fantasy than a dream. It was just out of reach for me. Coming from California, you got to get a really big break. There's no pipeline for pavement racing. So I always wanted to do it. I think it's every American race car driver's dream to be in the Cup Series one day. But for some it's farther fetched than others, and I thought it wasn't going to happen for me. So I really didn't give much thought to it. I grew up as a kid watching NASCAR races all the time, but as I got older, I realized the financial side in it and what it actually takes to go to NASCAR. I just it seemed way too far fetched for me to really put a whole lot of time into. So the sprint car stuff is kind of where I spent most of my time and my mental on. So it's like I said, it was a fantasy. So for that to come to fruition is super cool.
Again, Corey Day is going to run a mix of Trans Am, ARCA truck, and Xfinity Series races. I asked him if there's any car or series he's most looking forward to driving, and his answer did not surprise me.
I'm super excited for the Xfinity car. Those cars are still kind of like old school NASCARs, a lot of power and low downforce. And, I think with my dirt background, I hopefully will succeed in something like that. So I'm super excited for that. And I'm excited for the TA2 Trans Am car too. I think the road course stuff is, another new thing for me, along with pavement in general. I get turned right there, so don't do that ever. So I'm excited to go do that.
That's all I've got. Hope you enjoyed getting to learn a little bit more about Hendrick Motorsports' newest development driver. I had those clips. I found them interesting. I wanted to share them with you all here this Saturday. Hope you have a great weekend, folks. Stay safe out there. I will talk to you again very soon.